So yeah, that's gonna be costly. So I mean, because I was sharding based on the tweet ID, it will first have to go and fetch like what are the users these friend what all users are friends of mine, and then I'll have to, let's say, pick up the 20 latest tweets for them. And let's say for that, I'm keeping track of like I'll be I'll have to find some way to figure out a way to, yeah, like these would be limited. Like let's say I have 200, let's say on an average a user will have like 200 friends. I I'll try to fetch the tweets for these 200 people based on the tweet ID, based on the timestamp. Like let's say I get the recent 20 tweets from each of them. But because we sharded based on the tweet ID, these could be on different servers. So what this aggregator might end up, like in the worst case, it might end up hitting each server. So as a
So
workaround for that, yeah,
let's stop there.
yeah.
The the thing is, it does have to hit every single one, right?
Mm,
Because it
mm,
doesn't know. There's no way to know that if I have
right.
user ID one, I'm looking for all the tweets for user ID one,
Mm-hmm,
that where it's going to be. So let's
yeah.
so that's definitely a red flag that you
Mm-hmm,
cannot shard in this way,
mm-hmm,
um, because you're basically saying every read is going to activate every server. Um,
right.
it sounds like if I have a billion tweets a day, and you
Mm-hmm,
said anything anything around 2080, that means I have what, 4 billion timeline requests a day.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My servers will die.
Yeah, yeah. So
Because you're requiring each server to handle the full throughput of Twitter.
hmm,
Rather, how about we consider the fact that, well, every request coming in is going to be limited in some way to a user or the
hmm,
user's friends.
yeah,
That's an immediate downsampling uh,
hmm,
of all of Twitter to these user IDs. So
yeah.
what if we sharded by user ID?
So yeah, so if we shard by user ID, then yeah, we can. I think the only problem there would be like, what if a single user? I mean, my concern with that was like maybe there won't be uniform distribution, because what if a single user has like a lot of tweets? So, but then I think to work that around, maybe what we can do is maybe we can have like a mapping table where we can have a mapping available for each user. And let's say like user one, we map it, we in the mapping table we go and see like to which particular servers it belongs, and a single user might belong to multiple server if the user has a lot of traffic. So, and then this also allows us to on the fly change, like migrate a hot user to a new node or something like that. So probably for that can be
So
done. Yeah.
um, so the worry you have is, what if a user has a lot of tweets? Which
Mhm,
one of your APIs
mhm.
will get a lot of tweets for a single user?
The write will have a lot of load in that case.
Oh, so you're saying that the user is tweeting very often.
Y- So yeah, I was saying that the user is tweeting very often. That's one case. And also
Okay.
like hot in the sense, like what if like it's like a celebrity which is like friends of a lot of users or
Okay.
something on those
So,
lines.
so celebrity is a good use case here.
Mm-hmm.
That they'll have, they might follow a small number.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands, hundreds of thousands may follow them, maybe
Mm-hmm.
even a million. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to be able to handle reads on a particular hot user very
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what you've put here is you have a web server that hits an application server, which
Mm-hmm.
hits the tweet database cluster.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a missing layer here?
Yeah, I think we can cache
Yes.
the user. Yeah,
Yes.
like the
So if
hot
you
users like
cache,
those. Yeah.
if you cache user data, or sorry, tweet data,
Mm-hmm.
well, if there's a celebrity and they tweet often and they have a ton of followers, will
Mm-hmm.
those followers ever notice that the tweet that they're seeing is maybe 5 seconds late, 10 seconds late?
Yeah, probably not. So it probably if it probably doesn't. So if it is a celebrity, it probably, and because now if a celebrity tweets, a lot of user needs to see this tweet, but it should be okay if there's a delay in seeing that tweet, like by 5 or 10 seconds, I guess, because
That
our
would
system.
be the initial, but what if I said no, I do want the celebrity tweets to go out faster, but I still
Mm,
don't want uh, on read more than one server to load the um, the tweets for the celebrity.
sorry, can you say that again? I lost it a bit.
So let's say I have the application servers and the
Mm-hmm,
database and the
mm-hmm,
caching layer in the
mm-hmm,
middle,
mm-hmm,
but the celebrity has just tweeted and I want their tweet to get to users as
mm,
soon as possible.
mm.
But I also don't want all of the application servers to um, basically, I don't want the cache
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
invalidated and all of
Mm,
the application servers to then dogpile
mm,
onto the server,
mm.
onto the
So
database. Sorry.
I see. Yeah, yeah. So I think so. What you're saying is, if a celebrity tweets and we want to show those things immediately to the users, probably that tweet can just stay in the cache, and then every time if we get request for any timeline request for a user who is following this particular celebrity, it reads from the cache, and then probably the cache eventually maybe writes it to the disk, like, but then we so I think it would be something like a write back cache where we keep stuff in the cache first and then eventually it gets into the database, but we make it immediately available for requests coming in to read it.
So a write back cache, something like that, partially works, except
Mm-hmm.
it's only updating a single cache server. So the idea is you have many cache servers,
Mm,
potentially much more than you
mm,
do database servers.
mm, mm,
So if you only update one cache,
mm.
that doesn't help. You
Right.
want to, what I'm trying to hint at is
Mm-hmm.
there's a problem called dogpiling in
Okay.
regards to cache invalidation.
Okay.
Um, if, for instance, I have application servers, let's say I
Mm-hmm.
have 100 servers, I
Mm-hmm.
have I have 100 cache servers and a
Mm-hmm.
database and a single database instance sitting behind them.
Okay.
If my application servers on timestamp 0, they
Mm-hmm.
load, they want to load something, and they
Mm-hmm.
all go to their cache server, and their cache server says, "Oops, I don't have it."
Mm.
They will all go and load it from the database. So now the database, instead of seeing a single request,
Mm.
sees 100 requests for the same data, and it gets in the
Mm-hmm.
database.
Got
Sorry, it
it.
gets in the caching database, caching
Mm-hmm.
layer. And you say,
Mm.
okay, well, that's not necessarily likely
Mm.
because why are all those application servers asking at the same time? So,
Mm.
okay, um, they don't all ask at the same time. They slowly fill
Mm.
up their cache, but their caches keep invalidating